Sleepers, breakouts, and busts for the greatest division in sports history right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. Not agreeing with that, Dave? Not agreeing with that assessment?
I don't even know which division would be the greatest in history, but I know it's not the NFC East.
Actually,
unless you're a television executive.
No, I think they've got a great case. You have storied franchises, that have been around for decades and decades. They all hate each other, every single one of them. They have 3 rivals, and you never know, who's your biggest rival? It changes all the time. It is such an intense, heated division.
I think the AFC North has the exact same thing going for itself, just doesn't have the same type of television ratings or pizzazz that the NFC East has. So maybe your argument is better than mine.
The Ravens are a fairly new franchise compared
Yeah,
to
but they've created instant rivalries with Pittsburgh and Cleveland, obviously, from the moment they went to Baltimore. And their games with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati are always knockdown, drag out affairs. Same thing with every matchup in the AFC North is like that. What am I saying? Right. It's all about Baltimore.
Let's do a sleepers, breakouts, and busts for the NFC East. Who's a sleeper?
I think the biggest sleeper of the year, as far as like the public is going to ride on, is Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders, their new quarterback. We know he's got that rushing upside, but people forget about how good of a thrower he was. Best in class on deep throw accuracy last year, and just somebody who's got that Konami code for quarterbacks in fantasy, can give you some good numbers throwing the ball, will also run the ball a lot, and you're getting him probably after at least the first 10 quarterbacks come off the board, if not the first 12 plus. I like Jaden Daniels as a must-grab pick by the time you get to round 10.
That was the guy I had too. I actually found this exercise to be somewhat difficult for the NFC East. Jaden Daniels is QB 15 in CBS ADP. It's QB 15 in NFC ADP over the last 2 months.
Steal City. Even if you get Josh Allen, that's a steal.
I don't love my breakout ball here, Dave. I don't know who to go with who'd you have for a breakout?
I've got another Commander, but it's because my definition of breakout is a player who can have a career year. And I think Terry McLaurin can have a career year catching passes from Daniels. Daniels had a 10.1% off target rate in 2023, 11.6 in 2022, in case you thought that he was a one-year wonder at LSU. Not only should McLaurin see cleaner throws, but he should continue to keep up that 7+ target per game rate that he's had each of the last 4 years of his career. And because McLaurin's career highs aren't too steep, I think 7 touchdowns is his career high. I don't think he's even had a 1,200-yard season. There's a chance he can have a small breakout in his 6th season. This is one of the receivers that I love to get as my wide receiver 3.
Yeah, I thought about that. I don't see it this year with Daniels. I don't think Daniels is going to put up great passing numbers this year. I do love him as a sleeper because he could run for 1,000 yards, but that's not usually great for wide receivers. So I don't think I see it. I went with Jake Ferguson. Again, this is like a mild breakout call. I think he's very safe, doesn't have huge upside, but I could be wrong about that. He could earn a lot more targets. The Cowboys seem to really like Jake Ferguson. If you draft him as something like tight end 10 or so, I don't think that's going to be a bust pick. I think he's very safe, and there's a chance he could be a top 5 guy. Not in an amazing season, but chances there.
That's the tight end I take when I whiff on tight ends in the first 9 rounds of my draft.
Who's a bust for you?
I guess this is going to be a Commanders preview episode of FFT and 5 because it's Austin Eckler. We know that he's been good he's been good for so long, but he's almost certainly going to share work with Brian Robinson. He's going to lose carries to Jaden Daniels. And Daniels, for all the great throwing that he did not throw to his running backs much in college. I don't know how big of an edict it will be from Cliff Kingsbury to throw the ball to Austin Eckler. And even if it was a big edict, I don't think Eckler is going to play as much. So I think that volume comes down for Eckler. That means the fantasy points come down for Eckler. He's 29 years old. He did not have a good year. He didn't look great last year before he got hurt. I need to see some evidence of him being explosive. I know he's jacked up. He added some muscle, it looks like. But I need to see him be explosive before I trust him again in fantasy.
Yeah, I had Eckler too. I don't think he should be a top 100 pick. He's currently going in the 80s. After top 100, it's fine. But I think he's going a little too early.
Yeah, I think he's going at least 10 picks too high.
Okay, thanks, folks, for watching and listening to Fantasy Football Today in 5. We'll talk to you later.